What is up, guys? It is the Jet, and I'm back for another Minecraft video. But today we're not playing survival games, we're not playing UHC. Today we're reviewing a texture pack, and this is not just any texture pack. This is in brackets my texture pack. It's not really my texture pack, but it's my edit of a texture pack. And I just really like the way that it turned out, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. And if you want to download this, and if you want to use it for yourself, then go down below, down in the description, right down there. Just head down there, and you can download it yourself. It's a MediaFire link. All you need to do is click on it. You don't need to sign up for anything. There's no ads or anything, like no surveys you need to fill out. Just go down there and download it completely free down below, just like my last texture pack. And then you can use this texture pack for whatever you want. As you can see, we're going to go over all of this kind of stuff. It's just a smooth looking texture pack that I've edited to my liking. The original texture pack is orange. If you want the original, that is also down in the description below. So whichever you choose. If you want to use mine, great. If you want to use the original, then you can use the original down below. But basically, I took that pack and I edited it, and I added. It basically turned everything blue, basically, in my channel color, like vibrant blue, basically. Alright guys, so first up, before I get into the items and all that, we've got the basic place blocks stuff. So as you can see for the crafting bench, first off, it's not your regular coloring. The crafting bench is it's blue on the top, and the tools and stuff on the side are blue. Which I thought is pretty cool. You can see the GUI as well, very clean, very nice looking. I'm a really big fan of this GUI. And yeah, that's about it for the crafting table. If we go to the furnace, again, nice clean GUI. It's just a default furnace, but the GUI inside is really clean. I like this fire. I like this, and I like this. The chest, again, GUI. But this is a lot cleaner than the default texture pack. You can tell because the default texture pack, you can see with the furnace here, isn't really that clean, to be honest with you. But this chest looks very nice, and the textures are very clean, and I'm a really big fan of this chest texture. Next up, we have the enchant table. Basically, I changed the red bit, the bit that's normally red, to blue. And the inside GUI, if I just grab a sword real quick, sorry about that, that was my phone. I'll just grab an iron sword. If I plop this in here, you can see what you click on here is in fact blue. And if I just click on that, now we got sharpen break. I got a sharpen break sword. So that's about it. Oops. Tabbed out of Minecraft for a second there. My bad. So that's it for the what's it called? That's it for the enchant table. Now let's go to the. We'll head over to the anvil. So the anvil, again, a nice clean texture. I'm a really big fan of this texture. This is blue. I changed this to blue. And if we, again, why did I put that sword back? I knew I was gonna need it for something. If I put this in here, this background bit is also blue. So that's pretty cool. Now we move on. This is the end portal frame. So if we stick an Eye of Ender in here, you can see I'm very good at locating things. I think it's in miscellaneous. There it is. I also retextured the Eye of Ender to be blue, and if you have a look, a lot of these textures are like this. The Eye of Ender down there is actually blinking, and I'm actually a really big fan of that. But basically, I didn't change the coloring of this because I just thought this looks sick. Honestly, just look at this. Look at this. Like, it's nothing like default Minecraft, but it just looks amazing, and I love it, and I just wanted to keep it that way. Then the ender chest again, basic GUI. We'll stick the iron sword in the ender chest, and yeah, that kind of GUI with the black on it, and yeah, just a cleaner looking ender chest. So let's move on now to the tools. All right, here we are for the tools. So as you can see, I've put each set of tools respective material at the side, and we can just take a quick look at the materials. Those are the blocks, of course, for stone and wood. The iron ingot and the gold ingot look really great in this texture pack. It's basically a more high definition, more clean looking version of the two textures. The diamond, it looks the same as default in the original texture pack, but I of course changed that to a darker blue. rather than a light blue. If we move on to the tools, you can see default diamond tools, which are just darkened a little bit to a darker blue. The iron tools, the hoe is the same, but if you have a look, you can tell that there's a big difference in the actual tools themselves here. Aside from the hoe, of course. There's not that black outline. They look a lot smoother. They look a lot... They just look, I guess, shinier as well. It gives a little more shine because of the gray that they use on the side. Same with the golden tools as well, but of course they used yellow instead of a white, because a white wouldn't really work in a gold. Stone is basically the same, and wood also basically the same, except for the axe, which for some reason looks like that. Anyway, now let's move on to some of the secondaries. Alright, now we're looking at the secondaries usually used by MCSG players and UHC players. We've got the bow here, basic infinite pack bow, the white one. It looks pretty cool. The arrows I've changed to have a blue tip and a blue end. Fishing rod I've also textured blue, as well as this thing. And if I get this, if I fish it out, as you can see, the pin at the end, or the hook at the end, is also blue as well. Oops, my bad. Let me just have a look at the bow real quick. You can see that when I pull it back, the arrow in it changes colors, and if I shoot it, you can see just basic particles there for the bow. Now, if you look at the flint and steels, I like the flint and steels because if you look at this, you see in it, it's actually animated. It's got a fire animation on it, and I really like that about this texture. I'm a really big fan of that. And then, of course, you got your golden apples, which are blue, because blue edit. So yeah, now let's move on to the armor and weapons. All right, so now for the armor and the weapons. As you can see, the textures for the armor when it's not put on, a lot cleaner, a lot more detailed than basic Minecraft textures. I'm a really big fan of that. And the swords just look like wood and stone as usual, not really too much to look at, but when you move up, the textures used in these swords look absolutely incredible for me. I added this little blue tint on the iron sword. Let me know what you think about that, by the way. It was just something that I had the idea of doing. But yeah, we're just going to show you basically all the, oops, my bad, all of the armor on now. And take a look at this. Look at that. That just, in my opinion, that just looks absolutely amazing. This armor texture is not even close to what's actually on the Infinite pack itself. This armor texture is from the Crayon pack, used by Barcode. It's supposed to be purple, but I've retextured it blue, because of course this is a blue edit, so I just think that looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, now we'll move on to some blocks and some other things in this pack. Alright, now we're moving on to the water, lava, and fire textures. As you can see, the lava is not regular default Minecraft. You can see it's a lot more high definition. I guess a lot cleaner looking as well, in a sense. I really like the way this lava looks, and the water is pretty much invisible. Even from the inside, you can see a lot more than you would in regularly default Minecraft textures. And of course, since this is a blue edit, I had to make the fire blue. It just seemed fitting. So if you want to see how the fire looks on you, it's low fire, of course, like it should be. And because the fire texture is blue, the low down fire texture is also blue. So yeah, now let's move on to some ores and some blocks. Alright, so now we're moving on to some of the minerals here. As you can see, I've got them all lined up. Let's start with coal. Nothing really too much to look at. The stone texture is a lot cleaner, which you'll see in just a moment. And the coal block is just basically default Minecraft. Something I really like about the textures is, especially for redstone, you can see that texture is definitely for a fact glowing every now and again. And I love that about this texture pack, and the fact that it's not just stationary, and you'll see when I get to more of these textures down here that they're not just kind of stationary. They have this glow to them, I guess, in a sense. Or with the flint and steel's case, it's fire. The water buckets and the lava buckets both drip. The slime ball also drips. And yeah, so moving on now. The redstone block, of course, is a lot more detailed, as is the lapis block. And you can see that they've all the textures other than all the ores other than coal all have this outline to them. You can see lapis is very default, like it's almost exactly default. Just actually that might be default. I'm not entirely sure. Just with the outline to it. The block, of course, you can see there looks pretty cool. Iron block is default iron block. And the iron ore has, of course, that outline that I added myself. I had to because the infinite pack actually didn't come with an outline. Emerald blocks, they have like a glint to them. If you look really closely, you can see that there's that small glint to them every now and again. The block looks pretty cool, as does the gold. It also has got this glint to it every now and again. And then diamonds, of course, they're textured a lot darker than default diamonds, and I just love the way this block turned out with that the white line down the middle. It just looks incredible. So now let's move on to the stones. Alright, not much to go over here. Basically what's changed is cobblestone looks a lot darker than it usually is and a lot more clean. The stone again also looks a lot darker and cleaner. As for granite, diorite, and andesite, they all just look the same. They're all default textures. Alright, moving on to the woods now. They look a lot, again, just everything in this pack just looks a lot cleaner than it does in default Minecraft, and I just love the way this wood looks. It doesn't look anything like the real world, and I'm actually happy about that. A lot of people want Minecraft to look exactly how it normally does in real life, but I'm a fan of keeping it more cartoony like this door here, these doors. I think the spruce is default, actually. Now, I'm not sure if the rest of these are default as well. I'm not quite sure about that, but I'm pretty sure the spruce is definitely default. But anyway, this oak door definitely looks different than the original. It's darker, it's a lot more smoother. I just love the way everything looks in here. A lot more cartoony than in regular Minecraft, and I'm just a really fan of those textures. So now I've got some trees planted here. If you look, I just want to show off some of these textures here. First of all, we've got the oak tree. One thing I like about this texture is for the logs textures, it's got a lighter shade in the middle and a darker shade around the sides. Just adds this really cool effect to the trees, and I'm a really big fan of that. Spruce is the same. Leaves are default, but it's got the again with the birch as well. Darker on the outside, lighter on the inside. It just gives that really cool like shadowed effect. Jungle, we've got the vines here. Again, default leaves. I'm not sure what exactly happened here, but these are the leaves from the crayon pack, but I didn't add the leaves from the crayon pack to this texture pack. So either something's gotten glitched, or I did actually paste the leaves in there, which I don't really mind because I do like the leaves from the crayon pack. And again, that little that effect, lighter on the inside, darker on the outside, and of course for the dark oak as well. So now we're just gonna finish off this review by looking in survival mode at some of the GUIs. All right, so first and foremost, what you notice is it's a lot darker. It's not. I usually use texture packs that you can see through. It kind of gives a little bit of an advantage. And the next thing you really notice is in the crafting GUI, and this probably proves that I was one of the. You can see that it's got my regular jet logo on it. As for the hotbar down here, it's the hearts are blue, and the what's it called? Let's see if we can't. Yeah, whatever. And of course, if I scroll across here, you can see it's kind of a purplish blue for this, for what's showing you what item you're actually holding in your inventory at the time. I guess that's about it for this texture pack. So, yeah. that's about gonna do it. We can just look at the villagers over here. I like the way it looked in the housing. This is why I put it next to the village, just so we can show off basically the what's it called, the blocks used in hey, look, we got a little iron golem here. That's cool. Basically we can show the blocks used in some builds. I really like the way they look. I really like the way this texture pack looks, like a cartoony type look. And yeah, that's about gonna do it for this this review. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for this review of the Jets Infinite pack, my texture pack that I edited out. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure that if you like the texture pack, go down in the description. You'll find the download link for the texture pack and the original pack. That's all down in the description below, so go check down there if you enjoyed the pack. And again, like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.